In today's video, I'm going to show you how I clean out my paint sprayer after I spray Ben Shellac Primer. A lot of people avoid spraying this product because it's pretty sticky, it doesn't agree with water, and can be challenging to clean, but I'm going to show you my method using limited and affordable products. First things first, grab yourself a bucket, and then you're going to want to use ammonia. So I get mine at the dollar store. I always buy a few at a time because they don't always carry this on the shelf, and you want to just be very generous with the product. It's worth it, okay? $1.25 versus $70 for a brand new sprayer. Just be generous with your product. Use as much as you need. So the first pour is just to roll it around, pour it right back out immediately, and then right after that we're going to fill it up again and spray the product into maybe a large trash can or a bucket, whatever works for you. Always remember to wear your respirator mask. Quick disclaimer in case you didn't know, never mix bleach with ammonia. So also from the dollar store, I picked up these Brillo Pads. They're my favorite. I love using these. I'm going to just remove any obvious product that's remaining. I usually start with the pipe on my paint sprayer first, and that's just covered in primer, and then anywhere else. And then believe it or not, you're actually ready to use water. And to be honest, I think that's where the hesitation comes from to begin with. I think when people think shellac primer and no water allowed, it kind of just like stops them in their tracks, but it's really not that bad. Like, you might see some residual primer in your paint sprayer and it's still okay to use water. So it doesn't take a lot to remove that primer before we get to this step, in my opinion, and I think you should just give it a try. It's really not that bad. And so next, I'm going to take some long tweezers, but you can use even a butter knife. I think that actually even works better. But to remove this little rubber band that's inside the top of my paint sprayer, you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a moment. And then lastly, I'm going to take this straw cleaner. It does come with my paint sprayer, and I'm going to use it to clean this inside part here. So the last step before we go outside again is I'm going to do a test spray right here in my sink. So keeping the trigger or the paint sprayer upside down, I'm going to put it under the flowing water and pull the trigger. And if the water is flowing out through the trigger like it normally would with your product, then that's how you know you're pretty much good to go. And then from there, we will go outside and spray at least 1 cup of water through the paint sprayer. I want to make a disclaimer for anyone watching. You cannot use Ben Shellac Primer in your electric paint sprayer because this product is flammable, so this is not for electric paint sprayers. So I'm going to show you how I take everything apart for cleaning. So I start by removing the bolt that's on the back of the paint sprayer, and then you will have a spring that's going to come out. Make sure you put everything in a nice safe place. And then on the front, there's another nozzle that just unscrews. And then I remembered I forgot to show you guys the tools. So I'm no handyman. I don't know the terminology, but I have this wrench and it's 11 and 32 inches, I believe is how you would say that. And then one that's 14. And then if you don't have that, you can use an adjustable wrench. But I definitely recommend having that smaller one, the 11 and 32 inch one. That one definitely comes in handy. So you can pry off the cap with a flathead screwdriver that's around the front of the nozzle. And then you're going to reach for that 14 inch to unscrew the nozzle. And then that's where this 11 and 13 inch, or 11 and 32, I believe it was, that's where this one comes in handy for this little nut that's behind the front of the paint gun. And this is going to help you remove the needle more easily. And then you can just finish taking out that nut screw. And then I want to show you a close-up of what the needle is looking like and why we need to clean it more thoroughly. I'm struggling. So normally at this point, I would just get a bowl, fill it up with the clean strip paint spray solution. I'm actually out of that currently, so I'm just going to scrub them down the same way I did the paint sprayer. And I'm going to go in the house and do that off camera because literally there's nothing to see there. But I will link the solution that I do purchase, and I will also put a picture of it on the screen if you're interested, because it is a great product. And also, if you are cleaning out your paint sprayer after painting, that's the solution that I would spray instead of the ammonia. Okay, so now I'm back and we're going to put everything back together. It may look intimidating, but I promise you it's not. So the first thing you want to do is look for that little bolt that we took out, the one that goes right in front of the trigger, and we're just going to screw that back in. So if you have large hands, this might be a little challenging. I actually struggled a little bit because I was trying to get the right angle for the camera, but bear with me. So screw that back in, and you kind of want to make it tight, but not too tight. If you screw it too tight, the needle won't glide, but if you put it too loosely, then the product is going to seep through, and that's the worst possible scenario. I hate when that happens. So next you're gonna slide the needle right through, and then the spring, and then the bolt that holds everything in place. Okay, so next you're gonna flip the sprayer around at the nozzle, and again, not too tight, but not too loose. You gotta find that middle ground. And then we're gonna add the ring cap, and then we're gonna screw the front cap back on, and that is pretty much it. I truly hope this was helpful. Let me know down below, and I'll see you in my next video real soon.